Welcome to this Infoshare. Thank you all for joining. Today we're going to talk about an AI chatbot that we have been developing inside the NETDEV Incubator for the network automation track on the Network eAcademy. And we will start with the intro to what's the NETDEV Incubator and what's the Network eAcademy in case you don't know what it is or what they are. Very quickly, I will go through the slides. If you want to stop me, of course, you're free to do it whenever you want. First, the NETDEV Incubator. The NETDEV Incubator is the framework for new work because the GÉANT project has cycles, and waiting for the next cycle may not be practical. And sometimes new work starts, and we need to know what to do with new projects that start during the project. So we consider starting this, and this incubator started in GÉANT 5.1 as something that was beneficial for the community and just to not leave more orphan projects. The NETDEV incubator includes projects that have a duration of a maximum of 6 months with well-defined timelines, well-defined outputs, and with interest from several entrants or GÉANT. We started it, as I said, as a mechanism to include a new work during the project and for topics that come after the preparation phase. We do it by allocating some budget aside from Work Package 6 Task 4 in the GÉANT project, and by following predefined simple rules that you can find in the wiki. It has to do, the project that are sent to the incubator have to do with Work Package 6 related topics on network development and projects whose results the entrants, including the candidates entrants, want to use. The scope has to be inside the network technologies and services in single domain or multi-domain entrant environments, and the objectives can be very different. It can be evaluation, testing, prototyping, development, provisioning. It can be many things, but always about network infrastructure, network services innovation, network monitoring and management, with so simple rules. Any project has to be specific, measurable, achievable, resource, and time-bound, SMART. So everything has to be well-defined. And the proposals must be seen as useful by several entrants, as I said. The description of work needs to align with Work Package 6. And in Work Package 6, we have 4 main tracks: technologies, platform, monitoring, and academy. And you can see the task leaders on the different topics that we're working on in each one of the tasks. But these are the topics where we are working on. In this case, we are talking about the NETDEV incubator, and it's on the Network eAcademy, so it's on task 4. What can be an incubator project? Anything. A study, a learning unit for the Network eAcademy, a proof of concept, a new design, a development, a design for an improvement of a specific service. And the work, as I said, has to be well-defined and with limited period and limited resources. In this context, one of the projects we have now is the chatbot, the AI chatbot for the eAcademy. This was the 4th project that was presented at the NETDEV Incubator. It was approved in April and started working in June. So it's now just finishing this period of incubator. And we have had other incubators, as you can see here, about time and frequency, fiber sensing, and the telemetry module for the workflow orchestrator. The AI chatbot is going to be developed today during the meeting, during this Infoshare, is a part of the NETDEV Incubator project, and it's also very related to the network automation training track on the Network eAcademy. So the Network eAcademy, what's the Network eAcademy? Okay, it's an umbrella of activities to help individuals and organizations about their knowledge in also NetDev areas. Initially, we've been developing a lot of activities, architecture, terminology, etc., and also training, of course, on orchestration, automation, and virtualization, or OAV. And now we have expanded it, as we could see yesterday, to additional technical domains as quantum technologies and optical time and frequency networks. These are some of the topics we're working on. As I said, terminology, architecture mapping, we are working on data analysis for the AI Academy, maturity model for orchestration, automation, and virtualization. We are running also a public wiki with a lot of topics on network development, the OEV, the OTFN, and the quantum trainings that are inside the GÉANT learning and development platform. So lots of activities, but today we're going to focus on this OEV training because it's where the chatbot is. The training, for those who don't know it, is delivered as self-paced courses and documents. And the courses are provided via the Network eAcademy training portal, and you have the link here. The presentation will be in the events page later. And also at the GLAD Learning portal, at the GÉANT Learning and Development platform. As a visual aid, and maybe you have seen it in Connect Magazine or in other platforms, it's easier to make it easier for the learners. We have created metro maps. The learning paths are created as metro maps, the network automation metro map, the quantum technology, and the time and frequency networks one. As the chatbot, the AI chatbot was going to work on the academy, it was seen as useful to put it in the network automation track because we have already more than 2,000 users that have followed the courses in the Network eAcademy in the network automation track with more than 3,700 distinct views. This means unique users with unique courses. And this is the metro map for the Network Automation eAcademy, the network automation track of the Network eAcademy. In black, you can see the units that are published, and in gray, the ones that are not published yet, but we will publish hopefully soon. You have the link to the network automation training here. As I said, dark titles are clickable units. Light gray titles are units that will come soon. The circles in the map take you to Moodle learning units, so to this GÉANT learning and development platform, and the squares take you to documents and external links. If you go to GLAD, to the eacademy.geant.org, and you go to all courses, technical skills, network, then inside network, you will find Network Automation eAcademy with all the learning units and also the metro map there. For any of the units, the structure is always the same. You have an overview tab with information about the availability of the course, the duration, the commitment, if there are any requirements or prerequisites to follow this course, and the certificate of completion. Then you have a main goals tab with what you should expect from the learning unit, what you will learn in this if you follow this learning unit. Then you have the content tabs with videos with subtitles and slides with speaker notes. You can follow either the video or the slides or both of them, and it's fine. But if you follow the video, the information on the slides, on the document, the PDF is exactly the same. And also additional content. Sometimes we have more content in the Moodle tabs than just the video. There is finally a useful links tab, a quiz, just to test your knowledge, a feedback form, and a certificate in the last tab. If you want more information about the incubator, there is a specific page about it on the NETDEV wiki. And about the Network eAcademy, there is also a training portal where you will find information about the architecture, mappings, the terminology, documentation, the maturity model, data analysis, and so on, and also the training tracks with the metro maps. And with that, I think I cover most of the introduction just to give you the environment of where the chatbot has been developed. And with that, I'm giving the word to the next speaker.
Thank you, Maria Isabel. Yes, warm welcome to everybody. For those of you who don't know me, very quickly, I'm Don Mayerl, and I am the Learning Development Specialist here at GÉANT. I form part of the GLAD team, which you'll probably know stands for GÉANT Learning and Development. And one of my roles within this, within the GLAD team, is to oversee, help with administration, coordinate the development of the GÉANT eAcademy as a whole, which also involves me working very closely with Maria Isabel and the team on the network automation, quantum, and on time and frequency academies to provide the support that we need to ensure that the modules are on there and are readily available to our users. And for me, I just wanted to start by talking about what the GÉANT eAcademy's is in general. So the whole eAcademy, on which the OAV, network automation, quantum and time of frequency streams that are on, is an online learning platform created by the community for the community. It offers a range of accessible, high quality learning to enable users to develop technical skills and professional competencies anywhere and at their own pace. And it is available to users from thousands of research institutions. We need to remember that the reach of the eAcademy extends beyond GM5 and GÉANT, and it really does embody the GÉANT Association's mission to empower research and education with an open, innovative, and trusted information ecosystem. Now, the benefits of AI have been widely researched and subsequently implemented across learning and development organizations in recent years. Certainly, the focus groups, the interest groups that I invest my time in outside of GÉANT in learning and development, AI is the number one conversation, and how it is implemented and how we can use it to enhance a learner experience. And many educational and learning institutions have begun using chatbots to enhance student learning experiences. So naturally, when looking to begin this project, we were looking to synergize some of these benefits with the development of our own chatbot. So I just wanted to highlight kind of three key beneficial areas that I was particularly interested in seeing us realize that are displayed here. And in the next part, Marcin and Maciej will be able to provide some demonstrations which will help you to realize how these are coming into fruition. So some of the key benefits that AI can be utilized to support learning and development is number one, engagement. Interactive chatbots make learning more engaging and interactive. It can keep students motivated and provides a very important experience, which is the conversational experience. And they're able to have ask a chatbot a conversational question rather than an instructional question and get a conversational response back. There's also student support. Chatbots can answer students' questions in real time, providing support outside of traditional classroom hours, providing that 24/7 support. Remembering how wide we are, the wide reach of our e-learning, and how it practically is experienced in almost every country in the world. There's different time zones, different people want to learn at different times, and it gives the users that support and the freedom to do that. And of course, the optimized learning experience. AI chatbots can provide a learning experience at a deeper level of accessibility to the learners, and helps to navigate the process and large amounts of data quickly for the learner. We're not looking for a chatbot to replace the content that's there. It's there to help to support, help to enhance the experience, help to improve navigation, help the learner to reach their solutions they want to quicker. And that's what we were looking to achieve. Now, another thing I would like to share with you is that for me, this was the perfect time for us to start this project, because when you're looking to implement and create something like the AI chatbot, you need to have something to point it to. If you've only got one module, it's only going to be able to be limited in its experience that it can provide. And because of the great work that Work Package 6, Isabel and the team have put together to create the Network Automation Academy over the last 4 years, we have such a wide, vast array of content, metro map lines, and different streams of learning that our users can go through, which gave us such an exciting, innovative, and challenging experience to incorporate the AI chatbot in. And so I believe that because we had such robust, detailed content, we were really able to vigorously test the opportunities of providing an AI chatbot functionality to this. And that's only going to grow. So as we hopefully will eventually implement the AI chatbot, we have to bear in mind that the eAcademy as a whole is growing all the time. And in 2024, by the end of this year, we will have across the whole eAcademy 66 individual courses. That's probably gone up even now since I'm speaking, that are available and already in development, including network automation, quantum, and OTFN and other modules that are being created, there's 49 already in active development. So looking at that number, we're going into 2025 with that development number. There's every chance that we will double the size of the eAcademy in the next year. And that means that it's, again, a perfect time for us to be able to be looking at the build, the conceptual design and eventual implementation of the AI chatbot, because of the size of the academy. The need for the benefits of an AI chatbot for our learners is only going to increase over time. So the more we can provide these solutions in the short term future, then as we grow, the AI chatbot would hopefully grow with that development as well. And now I'm going to pass over to Maciej and Marcin for the main event, which is actually your opportunity to see elements of this. So I'll stop sharing and I'll pass over to yourselves. But thank you for listening.
My name is Marcin Wolski. I work for PSNC and I'm the leader of the AI chatbot project in WP64. Some of you may know me from my other activities in GÉANT, because I'm also a task leader in the WP9, where I'm responsible for the software governance. And in addition, I'm also the steering committee member in the CSUC AI. So today, Maciej and me are going to show you the AI chatbot from inside. So our part, like Dom said, is the main one during this Infoshare. So let me start with the agenda. So I would like to introduce the concept of the AI chatbot, which has been developed as the Incubator project. Then I will present the key features of the AI chatbot framework. Next part, which is going to be led by Maciej, is about the system overview. Maciej will tell you about the technologies, infrastructure, as well as bring in the details about the AI model. Finally, selected examples of end-user interactions with the chatbot will be shown. I presented you the agenda, so now I would like to present the AI chatbot project in a nutshell. So the project basically started in June this year, and it is going to be finalized. The project is a joint effort of a few NRENs, namely PSNC, GÉANT Association, Magnet, and AMRES. The project team actually comprises 3 sub-teams, or we can say working groups, and each of them is attached to specific phases of the software development. The first group focuses on the software development and operation. So this group is composed of AI NLP developers, web app developers, and DevOps engineers. The second group primarily deals with requirement specification, and it provides the domain knowledge into our development. And the third group was responsible for the evaluation of the AI chatbot. The project resulted in a proof of concept of a learning bot for the GÉANT eAcademy. The bot was evaluated with a close group of students. From the technical point of view, the bot is implemented as UI widget, which is attached to Moodle pages, and server-side functions, which are available via API. And in addition, we defined a roadmap for the chatbot transition to production. Dom presented during his presentation, during his part, the rationale staying behind the chatbot introduction into GÉANT eAcademy. We can conclude it as why. Now I would like to present you what has been doing by us. The AI chatbot provides students with assistance in the learning path of GÉANT Network Automation eAcademy. It can provide recommendations how to start, what to do next after completing a selected course, or even present the student a specific part of the course, where he or she can find information about interesting content. Moreover, the bot can proactively assist the student by providing her a short quiz after some time of inactivity. And lastly, the bot has been integrated with Moodle platform. In particular, the bot is attached in the main page of the GÉANT eAcademy, as well as to the pages of the network automation courses. And in addition, the bot layout has been aligned with the eAcademy UI user interface, which primarily was just Moodle interface. The AI chatbot is not only a tool, it is a complete technological framework for delivering the AI-powered interactive solutions. This technological framework is built upon two leading technologies, namely large language models, LLM in short, and RAG, retrieval augmented generation. So basically, moreover, it is this solution is focused on specific domain and their needs in order to solve specific, let's say, problems and needs of our community. And moreover, it is fully developed and operated by PSNC. So in the next couple of slides, I will try to delve into the details and bring you some important information about three of these key features of this framework. So first of all, the solution is built on open large language models. Currently, it's Meta's Llama. Large language models are the core technology of new generation AI solutions, sometimes called as Gen AI applications. They are trained on massive amounts of data, like books and articles, to learn patterns and relationships between words. The RAG, which means the retrieval augmented generation, plays a role of fact checker for LLM. It lets the AI model to consult real-time information from reliable sources before crafting its response. And both LLM and RAG applied together offers flexible and natural conversation. In addition, they can solve various user problems for a single knowledge base. The AI chatbot excels in reasoning from the available content based on a robust infrastructure. The AI chatbot, like I presented, has been developed to support specific communities by focusing on particular problem domains. In contrast to general purpose chatbots, such as ChatGPT or Microsoft Copilot, it uses a specialized knowledge base to provide accurate and valuable responses. The training process is simplified, enhancing the chatbot's ability to deliver precise solutions. Thirdly, the chatbot runs entirely on PSNC secure server infrastructure, ensuring GDPR and no vendor lock-in. It is designed for seamless integration into web browsers and applications. The software developers can use the available API in order to build their own solutions, or, for example, simply put, to enhance or to accommodate the provided UI widget. That's all from my side. What I wanted to present you was basically this part and the chatbot, its functions and primary purpose. Now I would like to hand over to Maciej, who is going to present you how the bot has been implemented and what are the technologies staying behind it.
Yeah, my name is Maciej Łabędzki, and I'm a software engineer and a technical team leader in PSNC. In GÉANT, I'm fully involved in the work package 9 task 2. If you heard about software catalog or School of Software Engineering, I'm involved in those activities. So this part of the Infoshare is divided into 2 more parts. First, theory, where we dive deeper into chatbot implementation, and then chatbot in action by examples of real conversations. This diagram outlines the high-level software architecture for an ecosystem that integrates the e-learning platform GÉANT eAcademy with the chatbot application. This architecture aims to provide a seamless user experience by allowing users to interact with both systems within a single browser tab. This simplified diagram illustrates the following concepts. The AI Academy website, which is an HTML page within the browser tab, playing a role of the main interface of the e-learning platform. It is loaded from the eacademy.géant.org server and is powered by the Moodle application server. The chatbot iframe is an embedded frame within the website's HTML code that displays the chatbot interface. It is loaded from the chatbot.psnc.pl server and is powered by the chatbot application server. The Moodle application server is a suite of Moodle learning management system adjusted and configured to act as a GÉANT eAcademy platform, serving pages and course contents. Finally, the chatbot application server is developed suite of components, front-end and back-end, working together in order to deliver the chatbot in a software as a service delivery model. Overall, the application service architecture provides a scalable and robust solution for building a chatbot application. It leverages modern technologies like React.js for the front-end, REST APIs and WebSocket for communication, large language models and GPUs for advanced language processing, and a vector database for efficient knowledge storage and retrieval. The reverse proxy component acts as a gateway for all incoming traffic to the application. It handles routing requests to the appropriate backend services and the single-page application. The domain name chatbot.psnc.pl is associated with this reverse proxy, making it the entry point for users. The backend services components are responsible for the core functionality of the chatbot. They include API and the NLP service. The REST API provides endpoints to be called by the single-page app in order to interact with the chatbot's functionality. It creates an abstraction for the conversation and applies security policies. The natural language processing service handles the processing of user input, understanding the intent, and generating appropriate responses. It is stateless, separated from the public internet, and thus it doesn't require as sophisticated security shields as public components do. The single-page app is the front-end component that users interact with. It's a React-based application providing a user-friendly interface for chatting with the chatbot. The most interesting component here is the knowledge base. It stores the information that the chatbot uses to generate responses. The information itself was taken from multiple sources, such as Moodle database dump, MetroMap for Network Automation eAcademy, and from independently provided documents that clarify certain issues about technical terms, GÉANT, GLAD, and the eAcademy initiative. The solution is based on ChromaDB, a vector database that efficiently stores and retrieves so-called embeddings. Embeddings are numerical representations of real-world objects that machine learning and AI systems use to understand complex knowledge domains like humans do. Finally, the MongoDB database is used to persist conversations, user feedback, system configurations, and many other data that need to be stored between server or reboots. Let's have a closer look on the infrastructure block on the next slide. So now a few words about the infrastructure, especially about the large language model part, which from the chatbot application server perspective is an external system providing the underlying language models and computational resources. The infrastructure can be divided into two groups: the part maintained by the DevOps team developing eAcademy chatbot, and the part provided by the operations team from PSNC. The gray color has been used to highlight the hardware part, which includes virtual machines and NVIDIA GA100 graphic cards, very powerful GPUs that allow up to several models to be embedded on a single card. These graphics processing units are specialized hardware accelerators that are well suited for the computationally intensive tasks involved in running LLM models. GPUs are also used in cryptocurrencies mining, by the way. On the left, we see two groups of software resources, which are the Docker containers used to simplify and speed up the deployment of subsequent system updates, and the more interesting part, the AI models. These are open source models already trained on massive amounts of text data, which are capable of generating human quality text. The technology used allows teams to switch the chatbot between different LLMs in order to perform tests and compare how different versions of the same model perform in the same task. This configuration will also find use when there is a need to support a number of different natural languages that a single LLM does not support. The model behind the chatbot for eAcademy is the open source LLama version 3.0, published by the Meta company, the owner of Facebook. During the course of development of this chatbot, which is a 6-month period, the model has managed to receive 2 updates, version 3.1 and 3.2. The last one was issued very recently because it was on the 6th of December. Those model updates turned out to answer the same questions significantly differently. Contextual understanding is a crucial aspect of the chatbot. It enables bot to provide more relevant and helpful responses by recognizing the specific situation in which a user is interacting. In the context of the eAcademy, understanding the main page context and a course page context is essential for selecting the right part of the knowledge base to construct replies. The main page context is when the user is on one of the general pages of the platform, for example, a welcome page or a search page. In this context, the chatbot should be able to answer general questions about the platform, its features, and how to use it. It should assist with navigation by guiding users to specific course pages, and it should promote specific features or courses by suggesting relevant content based on the user's interests. The course page context is when a user enters a specific course. Then the chatbot should be able to answer course-specific questions, provide course summary, explain issues covered in the training material, and suggest related materials. By design, the bot should be able should be aware of general information about neighboring courses and relationships between them. For example, the bot should be aware of new planned learning units in a given learning path the user is just following. By analyzing the URL of the page where the user is currently located, the bot can determine whether it's the main page or specific course page. A special design to knowledge base management is needed to achieve a flexibility that is necessary to implement different replies depending on the context. How this flexibility has been achieved? The implemented solution is powered by large language models, RAG, and ChromaDB, and it works in the following steps. The user inputs a query or question into the chatbot. The query is converted into a numerical representation, embedding, using a technique like sentence transformers. This will be better shown on the next slide. The embedding of the query is compared to the embeddings of documents stored in ChromaDB. The most relevant documents are retrieved based on semantic similarity. The retrieved documents are fed into the language model along with the original query. The model uses the information from the documents to generate a comprehensive and informative response. The language model processes the query and relevant documents to generate the response. This response can be a direct answer to the query, a summary of relevant information, or a more creative text content. Finally, the generated response is presented to the user. This pre-selection of the knowledge base is called RAG, Retrieval Augmented Generation. This technique combines the strengths of LLMs and information retrieval systems. On this simplified slide, we can better see the role of embeddings. Embeddings are necessary to represent the user's query in an encoded format and then to find the best matching chunks in the knowledge base, which will be used to formulate an answer by the LLM. Why did we decide for this approach? There are 4 strong reasons. First, enhanced accuracy. By accessing and processing relevant information from a knowledge base, the chatbot can provide more accurate and informative responses. Second, improved contextual understanding. The RAG technique allows the chatbot to understand the context of the user's query better, leading to more relevant and personalized responses. Third, scalability. ChromaDB efficiently handles large datasets of documents, making it suitable for chatbots that need to access a vast amount of information. And fourth, faster response times. By leveraging the power of LLMs and efficient retrieval techniques, the chatbot can generate responses quickly. Now let's take a step back and look at the frame titled LLM. This should let everyone understand how prompts and prompt engineering help the team to make the bot even more focused on eAcademy topics. To begin with, it is important to clarify these two relatively new concepts that have become particularly relevant in the context of large language models. I mean prompt and prompt engineering. In general, prompt is a piece of text or other input that is used to initiate or guide a language model's response. It's like a starting point or a question that you give to an AI model to get a specific output. For example, if you ask a language model, what is the capital of France? The prompt is simply, what is the capital of France? The prompt engineering is the art and science of crafting effective prompts to elicit the desired response from a language model. It involves understanding how language models work and using that knowledge to create prompts that are clear, concise, and specific. In the graphic above, unfortunately, the prompt does not correspond precisely to the definition I quoted. Here, the prompt has been split into two elements, prompt and query. The query comes from the user and the prompt is defined by the chatbot developers. We call the prompt defined in this way the system prompt. In the case of eAcademy, the system prompt has been revised several times to achieve better precision of responses, but also to suggest to the model to avoid or prefer certain wording over others. The system prompt is a mechanism that has been used to, among other things, keep the conversation within given boundaries. On this final slide, let's talk about security. Chatbot applications, while incredibly useful, introduce two primary security concerns. First, unauthorized embedding the bot on a web page, and second, malicious conversations. Basically, both issues were addressed in the implementation. The first issue was addressed by a DNS-based protection, and it was implemented to disallow the bot to be embedded on sites other than implicitly allowed in configuration. So the bot designed for eAcademy.GÉANT.org cannot be embedded on www.géant.org or any other website under any other DNS domain. Second, conversation protection. As large language models are susceptible to manipulation by malicious users, additional protection mechanisms have been employed to minimize the possibility of a bot being forced to generate offensive, vulgar, or simply unacceptable content. However, even exceptionally skilled attackers were able to defeat the safeguards to reach of such an attack. The reach of such an attack is still limited only to the conversation carried out with that particular user. In other words, the achievements of malicious users do not propagate into the conversations of other users. Thank you for listening to the theory. Now let's have a look on example conversations. They are recorded so that I can avoid an unexpected conversation scenario. Large language models tend to respond differently when asked multiple times exactly the same question. They also require conversation reset relatively often. This is because history of conversation influences consecutive answers of the bot. It is common to all LLM-based solutions such as ChatGPT or Google Gemini. Okay, so on the first movie, we can see the bot greeting the end user. And the user asking how the bot can be helpful for him. So the bot offers many different ways of providing help to the end user, starting from answering questions, providing explanations. Okay. On the second movie, we can see the same conversation, continuation of the same conversation, when the user is asking about some recommendations related to the Elasticsearch. Elasticsearch is a product that you probably already know. Yeah, and as a result, the bot proposes a course that's already available on eAcademy platform, with briefly summarizing what's inside the course, and what's most important here, with providing a URL to that course. Let's look if the URL provides to a proper web page. Yep, this is the course that the bot was talking about. And there's a third part of the same conversation where the user is asking for more recommendations about the Elasticsearch. The user says that he's a beginner actually in the topic. And then the bot gives more general recommendations to the student. As you can see, there are many hints how the knowledge about the Elasticsearch can be in general retrieved. This is, of course, it's very general kind of advice, but still helpful. On the fourth video, we can see the end user that wants to become a Python developer. Yeah, the response is quite exhaustive, I would say. The student is not satisfied probably with this answer and will try to get more precise help. Yeah, the student is trying to get a URL or some hint how to achieve a proper course. And we are getting 3 courses that refer more or less about Python coding. They are all from the offer of the eAcademy. Yeah, and the bot is providing many URLs. This answer is probably also very exhaustive. There are some external resources mentioned, but in the beginning we have courses that Network eAcademy, or Automation eAcademy is providing. Yep, and the URL provides points to a proper web page. The next scenario presents the course context. Yeah, so the student asked for a summary of the course, which is quite long in this case. But there is a suggestion from the student to shorten that description. And here we are. But that's not the end of the conversation. There are many other questions about this particular course. And if you see there are no prerequisites on the bottom of that page, we can see this here. There are no prerequisites, and the bot knows that fact. And that's the most interesting part, I think, of this conversation. The bot is aware what's the next course on the path that was defined on the metro map. Let's check if the bot has actual knowledge. And here we have the green line, the first course, Introduction to OIV. And the next course on the path is OIV Architecture for NRENs. On the next movie, we can see a student that is asking for the most important part of the course because the student is busy. So the bot suggests to go to the main goals tab of the course and familiarize itself with the content. But there is the next question whether the bot can summarize the content instead of the student jumping to that tab. And here we have a short summary of the main goals tab. Next movie presents the function that we call Tell Me More, which is about extending a previous answer of the bot. So here we have a question about simple introducing to the course, which seems quite informative. But that's not enough for the student. Yeah, and the bot tries to find more content. In case there is no more content, probably the bot will rephrase the same what was previously told, unfortunately. Okay, and some minor features, I would say, but also very useful. Searching by keyword, I would say, very similar to how we use Google, for example, also gives nice effects, nice results. So the query was, the keyword was just Python, and the bot is listing courses. Yeah, the content presented here is taken from the descriptions of courses that are available on eAcademy. We can, the student is adding more and more keywords to get more and more narrowed results, right? So now we have all the courses listed. And finally, the student should be able to get the URL for the CI/CD course. Yeah, succeeded. Okay, the large language model is also has a tolerance for mistakes, for typos. And here you have a really misspelled sentence, but it should be okay for the bot to understand that. So there was a question about Python courses, and we have 3 of them, the most important one on the top. As every bot, this bot also offers a function of restarting the conversation. It's very useful in case of long conversations, because the history of conversations also influences next responses of the bot. And there is a function to give feedback either about the AI Academy or the bot itself. And just to show you that this bot is similar to other that we know, it also may hallucinate. Here in this example, the bot will wrongly resolve the acronym GLAD. If you look into the text, GLAD was resolved into Global Learning and Development. But the student knows that that's wrong. So it's okay for the bot to apologize and correct the mistake. By the way, nice resolving of the acronym. So that would be all from my side.